In Ternopil, Russia deliberately struck a residential building with a cluster munition. It killed 25 people, including 3 children, and more than 70 others were injured. I suggest watching the video of the direct hit. I'll tell you about the details of this bloody Russian attack and what some are trying to push on President Trump using the situation on the front line. My name is Albina Pidhirnyak. More news ahead. Russia hit a building in Ternopil with Ha-101 missile. It is reported that 25 people were killed and more than 70 were injured, including 3 children. The National Police of Ukraine released video showing that emergency services working at the scene. I want to show you a video of a 20-year-old young man from the building in Ternopil that was hit by a Russian missile. The fact that he is alive is a real miracle. In Kharkiv, 32 people were injured, including 2 children, after fires and destruction caused by a Russian night attack. Last night, the enemy attacked Kharkiv with strike drones, which caused several fires and left many people injured.
Крюк я взял. Антон, какой-то? Не спешите.
In many regions of our country, the aftermath of the Russian attack is still being dealt with. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky wrote this on his Telegram channel. It is known that Russia launched more than 470 attack drones and 48 missiles of different types, ballistic and cruise, at Ukraine during the night.
In Ternopil, 9-story residential buildings were hit. Fires broke out. Unfortunately, there is significant destruction of buildings, and there may be people under the rubble. All necessary services are working on the ground, trying to save every life. As of now, dozens of victims are known and, unfortunately, 9 people have died. My condolences to the relatives. A massive attack was on our Kharkiv since the evening. Dozens of people in the city were injured, including children. The energy sector, transport, and civil infrastructure were damaged. Our energy sector was attacked in the Ivano-Frankivsk region. 3 people were injured, 2 of them children. Critical infrastructure and energy were hit in the Lviv region. A person was injured in the Donetsk region. Kyiv, Mykolaiv, Cherkasy, Chernihiv, and Dnipro regions were also under attack. Each brazen attack against ordinary life shows that the pressure on Russia is insufficient. Effective sanctions and aid to Ukraine can change that. The first priority is air defense missiles, additional systems, increasing the capabilities of our combat aircraft, and manufacturing drones to protect lives. Russia must be held accountable for what it has done, and we must focus on everything that strengthens us and allows us to shoot down Russian missiles, neutralize Russian drones, and stop the assaults. Thank you to everyone in the world who is helping.
During the massive attack of November 19, Ukrainian Mirage and F-16 fighter jets shot down at least 10 cruise missiles. The Ukrainian Air Force reported that by using their own innovation tactics in the air and air defense combat, Ukrainian crews continued to show strong and stable results when stopping Russian attacks.
F-16S appeared in Ukrainian skies in August 2024, marking a historic moment for our country and a major step forward for the Air Force. Ukrainian pilots learned to use the jets very quickly and turned them into an effective tool against the Russian aggressor. By applying new and innovative tactics, our air crews keep demonstrating high performance during enemy attacks. F-16s alone have intercepted more than 1,300 air targets. Today, during the latest attack, F-16 and Mirage 2000 pilots intercepted and shot down at least 10 Russian cruise missiles. In addition to air defense missions, these jets are also actively used to support Ukrainian troops on the ground. F-16 pilots have struck over 300 ground targets, destroying hundreds of enemy vehicles, command posts, drone control centers, ammunition depots, and Russian logistics. F-16 pilots and ground crews work every day in extremely difficult and dangerous conditions. Their biggest concern now is having a steady supply of Western bombs and missiles. Without enough air-launched weapons, even the F-16 cannot help Ukraine win.
Meanwhile, in Russia, they are complaining about Ukraine using ATACMS missiles on the Voronezh region. Russian officials claim they see this as an American strike on Russia.
That he would not give permission for missiles. ATACMS missiles have already been used against the Russian Federation, not only against our new territories, but also in the Bryansk region and in the Kursk region. So it's not new to us. Yes, these are American missiles that can only be launched with the permission of Defense Secretary Hegseth personally. And, of course, the firmware is there, all the goal setting is purely American. In other words, we consider this, of course, as an American strike on our territory, authorized and organized by the US Department of Defense. This, of course, does not contribute to the development of our relations, which, however, are not developing very well even now.
Let me remind you that explosions were heard in Voronezh on November 18. People in Russia social media claimed that Ukraine has supposedly used ballistic missiles, but in the end it turned out that the strike was carried out with an ATACMS missile. The video recorded by local residents. Let's take a look.
There you see in the clouds.
is being bombed.
Volodymyr Zelensky wrote on his Telegram that he had a conversation with Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk. Prime Minister Tusk expressed his condolences for the people killed in Ternopil and dozens wounded in the other regions of Ukraine after Russia's drone and missile attacks.
The Prime Minister shared information from his law enforcement agencies and intelligence regarding recent acts of sabotage on the Polish railway. The Telegram social platform was used to organize subversive activities and launch a disinformation campaign against Ukraine. I noted that such subversive actions are directed against Ukraine every day, including on the railway. At Ukrzaliznytsia, we have implemented appropriate measures to counter such sabotage. Our information coincides. All the facts point to a Russian trace behind all this. No one, except the Russians, is interested in this. Ukraine is ready to cooperate with Poland at various levels and share all information. We agreed to create a Ukrainian-Polish group that will work to prevent similar situations from Russia in the future. We appreciate all the help from Poland and are always ready to work together to jointly protect life and counter all possible sabotage and challenges.
Suddenly, Russia decided to make a statement about the sabotage on the Polish railway. At the same time, Peskov said that they suspect Ukrainian citizens, but forgot to mention that the trace of Russian special services is behind this sabotage.
News from the wheels. I will ask for a comment. Here. Yesterday or the day before yesterday in Poland, there was some kind of sabotage on the railway. The official authorities were quick to once again hint or even directly say that Russia is clearly involved in this. Polish Prime Minister Tusk has just said that 2 citizens of Ukraine, it turns out, participated in this sabotage. How would you comment on all the stages, so to speak, of this development?
Well, first of all, it would be very strange if Russia was not blamed first. Russia is accused of all manifestations of hybrid and direct warfare that are taking place. In Poland, let's just say that everyone is trying to run ahead of the European locomotive in this regard. And Russophobia, of course, is flourishing there. But the very fact that citizens of Ukraine are again involved in acts of sabotage and terrorism against critical infrastructure facilities is remarkable. Remarkable. And, of course, if I were the Poles, in the place Germans, French, I would probably think about it, because let's remember the Nord Stream's explosions, Ukrainians. The Poles detain a suspect of involvement. Demand to extradite from Germany. What do the Poles do? They do not issue it. They're confused, they're entangled in 3 pine trees. And here if they continue to play with fire like this, then, of course, they will have to face very harsh consequences.
Moreover, there were already statements. Since Russia is allegedly waging an aggressive war, then, accordingly, the citizens of Ukraine can do whatever they want, and they do not owe anything for it.
It's the same Tusk who spoke. The same Tusk, covering for the very same citizen who was detained and who was accused of involvement in the explosions on the Nord Streams. He said that if it is justified by such good goals, then it is possible to engage in terrorism.
Look at how Peskov talked about the negotiations. He cynically said that Russia hasn't changed its position at all.
Western media, several media outlets at once, report that Russia and the United States are reaching some agreements of as many as 28 points. These are peace agreements that will be approved between Russia and the United States in the coming days, even literally in the next few days. Yes, it says there. Kiev, as written, did not participate in these discussions and will be presented with a fait accompli.
Got it. No, in this case, we have no innovations in addition to, what we call the spirit of anchorage. We don't have any innovations.
Dear viewer, thank you for watching this video. Give it a like and leave a comment. I'll be grateful for your activity and communication. Take care. See you soon.